A lot of professionals these days are going through career insecurity, job insecurity, and identity crisis. Whereas I want you to discover how you can simply get paid to exist. So let's dive deep and understand what's going on. The problem is humanity has been conditioned to work hard, hustle, grind, go out of their way just so they can survive their jobs, survive their careers, and put some money on the table. But this is the most inefficient way of existing. This is the opposite end of spectrum, opposite to what I teach about how you can simply get paid to exist. So let me help you understand this with an analogy. Working hard, hustling and grinding in a job is, imagine a lion in a circus. Lion feels, hey, if I jump through the loop of fire with highest accuracy or with the most impressive skill, or instead of jumping it once or twice, if I do 10 times, I'll get a bigger meal served to my cage. But could this be true? The problem is, why is this lion having to jump through somebody else's hoops? Because that lion is out of alignment with its own true nature. The true nature of lion is to be the king of the jungle. Lion doesn't need to beg anybody, hey, give me some food. But in the circus, the lion has been conditioned to hear the sound of whiplash and jump. But tell me this, in that space, in that circumstance, is that really a lion, or is the lion behaving like a monkey? If that lion learns to break free from the shackles of fear which had been installed in it since it was a cub, when that lion realizes I am a lion, not a monkey, in that moment, does that whip hold any power over that lion? This is the same condition that has happened with us, with humanity, with professionals. We have been conditioned to work hard, become a doctor, become an engineer, become a professional. So then when you find a good job, go get a mortgage and stay stuck there 30, 40 years paying off that mortgage. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll buy another investment property, continue to pay it for another 30, 40 years, buried under the mortgage, so that when you are 60, 65, 70, you'll sell off one of the properties, have enough cash, so that now you don't have to work anymore. You can spend the rest of your old age watching Netflix, slouching on your sofa. Is that life? You have slaved your prime years to get to a point where now you don't have to go through that drudgery anymore. You can rot away in your own home. Nah, that's no way to live, right? This is exactly like the lion having to jump somebody else's hoops in the circus. This happens just to fulfill your physiological needs, food, water, warmth, rest, and psychological needs, safety in the form of having a house over your head, safety in the form of insurance, and all those kind of things. Most people spend their entire life just trying to gather their physiological and psychological needs. They run out of steam and never reach the higher levels of experience of living in alignment with your purpose, having clarity of who you are, having the self-realization of who you are meant to be. Forget about self-actualization. That is where people are completely unseen, undervalued, underpaid. This is the primary reason why most people spend their entire life struggling and grinding, but never living up to their potential. But there is a different way to go about this, a way where you get to create your reality inside out in a most resilient fashion. Is completely aligned to you in every way, in terms of the choice of location, the kind of people that you want to work with, the kind of activities that you want to do, the kind of activities that excite you, and most importantly, the things that you are doing, the value that you are delivering comes from your soul, comes from your innate, where you are simply showing up, and just because you are delivering that value. When you live from this place, money, cars, all the luxury, all of that falls in place because you are operating from your highest value potential. You are operating out of self-actualization. Why is this so powerful? Because 99% of the population is not operating out of self-actualization. So when one person starts operating out of that space of self-actualization, everybody's attention goes, oh my God, how is he or she doing this? Take the example of all these big stars, right? Musicians, pop singers, even politicians, cricketers, sports stars, whatever. Why are they in that level where money is no longer an issue? They are just famous, deals, opportunities, they keep coming to them because they spent a certain amount of time honing in their skills. They spent a certain amount of time self-actualizing. Hey, what am I born to do? What am I great at? And how can I do it at my best? When this happens, everything else falls in place. So if you want to discover how to get paid to exist, how to make a lot of money by simply being you, then I invite you to our next free workshop called as Thrive. There's a link in the description box below. You can register for it. It's free. You need to hurry because the spots are limited and they fill up very fast. But why is this so important right now? Because right now the world is standing at the cusp of a massive change, massive multi-dimensional change. AI is exponentially evolving and it's gobbling up white-collar jobs. There is this disruption happening in terms of global economic order. The currencies are getting polarized. So if dollar was the global reserve currency for last 80 to 100 years, now there are multiple other options that are coming up which will cause a phenomenon called de-dollarization. I've talked about it in detail in other videos on this channel, but just to summarize, right now world is standing at a potential where inflation is rising and your purchase capacity and your buying power, the buying power of your currency is getting threatened by the devaluation of dollar. This is a global phenomenon. At the same time, there are mass layoffs going on, there is a threat of economic slowdown. This is causing a lot of people to have anxiety in terms of career stability, job stability, career insecurity. They are going through identity crisis. Hey, AI has already replaced my core values. Now who am I? What do I stand for? These are all the changes that are only going to intensify in the times to come. So if you are in this boat, either feeling overwhelmed, burnt out by the purposeless grind that you are having to go through in your career, or feeling insecure about job or career, or finding it absolutely meaningless and you're feeling disconnected from your job, then this workshop is for you. Because I want you to realize the innate divine power that you have, discover the innate purpose that you have, your innate skills, and learn to operate from that space of self-actualization where you are operating from your highest value potential. This is what unlocks doors to infinite opportunities. So if this is you, please find the information in the description box below. Thank you so much for being with me. If you have any questions about how can I discover my transcendental divinity, how can I break free out of this limited identity, this limited behavior pattern, trauma patterns, maybe the weight of the past is very heavy on you, maybe the future looks very anxiety causing and overwhelming, and there is so much to learn and it's just exponentially going, the need to run faster in the age of AI. If all of this is driving you crazy, then Thrive is the workshop that you've been waiting for. Use the details to register, and I would look forward to speaking with you, seeing you there in that workshop. Till then, take care.